Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Uh, in this video, I would like to explain about grammatical and lexical discourse cohesion. But first, I will introduce myself. My name is Nur Afifa, and my student number is H01222303, and I'm from class B. And without further ado, let's move to the explanation. So the first is cohesion. What is cohesion? So according to Halliday and Hassan in their book Cohesion in English, their concept of cohesion is a semantic one because it refers to relations of meaning that exist within the text. So cohesion refers to the way ideas are interconnected within a text and facilitating a smoother flow of information for readers and listeners. And it involves establishing relationships among various components of the text, allowing them to function together as a cohesive unit. And these connections enable readers to interpret one sections of the text in relation to another, enhancing overall understanding and coherence. Um, for instance, if a sentence mentions a girl in one part and later refers to she or her, the reader automatically understands that these elements refer to the same person, and this is an example of semantic ties working across the text. So next we move to the grammatical and lexical discourse. So discourse pertains to language and actions, extending beyond mere individual um, sentences, and emphasizes how ideas interrelate to forge meaning in a conversation, text, or speech. Achieving cohesion and coherence involves the collaboration of both grammatical and lexical elements, and that's the explanation about grammatical and lexical discourse. Okay, next we move to the types of grammatical cohesion. So here we have four types of grammatical cohesions that are reference, substitutions, ellipses, and conjunctions. So first first I will explain about reference. So reference takes place when one element in a text indicates or alludes to another element to provide context or clarify its meaning. And this can be like personal, like he, she, it, or demonstrative, like this, that, those, or comparative, that, better, and the same, like that. For example, in a sentence, Alex loves football. He watches it every weekend. He watches it every weekend. And the he here is refers back to Alex, and it refers to football. While substitutions involves replacing a word or phrase with a different one to prevent redundancy. Common forms include nominal, verbal, and clausal. So, for example, there is a sentence like, if there is a sentence like, I prefer the black skirt, do you want the brown one? So the one here is substitutes for skirt. I prefer the black skirt, do you want the brown one? Like that. So the one is substitutes for skirt. So the next is ellipsis. So ellipsis omits certain parts of a sentence that can be inverted from the context, resulting in a more succinct expressions. For example, if there is a conversations like with between person A or person B, so person A ask person B like, "Are you going to the party?" And the person B like just answer it like, "Yes, I am," like that. the person B doesn't need to uh, like say I'm going to the party, just like yes I am, like that. But so the words in parentheses are omitted but understood. So next is the last is conjunctions. So conjunctions connect sentences, clauses, or phrases and illustrating the relationships between them. For example, like in a sentence, she was tired but she finished the project. But here shows contrast between the two ideas. Like she was tired and she finished the project, but she finished the project, like that. So next we move to the types of lexical cohesions. So there are two types of lexical cohesions. First is reiteration and the second is collocations. So reiteration occurs when a word is repeated, replaced, and substituted with a synonym or a broader term in order to emphasize or clarify its meaning. For example, the weather was cold. In fact, it was freezing. So, cold and freezing are synonyms that reinforce the idea. The weather was the weather. So, and for collocations, collocations refers to the phenomenon where certain words tend to appear together frequently and creating a natural and harmonious combination. And this form of linguistic cohesions relies on the reader's familiarity with common word pairings and their expectations of how words typically coexist. For example, like fast food, heavy rain, strong coffee. The fast is naturally pairs with food and rather than quick food, like that. Rather than we don't say quick food, but we say fast food. And finally, we arrive at the conclusion. So, um, cohesion is, as explained by Halton Hassan, 1976, refers to the relationship of meaning in a text that discuss ideas to form a unified whole. And these cohesions can be divided into two types, namely grammatical cohesions, such as reference, substitutions, ellipses, and conjunctions, and lexical cohesion, including reiteration and collocations. Both play an important role in making the text easier to understand. So that was my explanation about cohesion, grammatical and lexical cohesion, and thank you for watching my video. So that was my explanation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.